Rabbi, thanks for coming on to the program.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
First question, there's only 4 questions. The People Have Spoken, Part 2. What are your opinions on President Biden's accomplishments over the past 4 years?
Well, wow, what a great question. I'm glad I told you to ask me. So a couple of things. First of all, I think that this is not my opinion, but more a statement of fact that according to economists and independent, the International Money Fund, that the United States economy is the best in the world right now. It's really a shame that it's tough to see it on the ground here because prices are still high, and for just everyday goods, and I think that's really it's a unfortunate fact of life that we're dealing with. So I think from an economic standpoint, I think that Biden helped rebound from the pandemic and from what Trump's economy was at the end of his term, and then bring us back to the point where our gross national product, the strength of our economy has been the best it's been in years. And again, this is the unfortunate part of that is we don't see it on the ground because of the price of goods. Also, I think one of the biggest flaws in Biden's term of office is he didn't address the immigration situation at the southern border soon enough, and as a result, his popularity and the view of his performance dropped significantly.
I like that you brought up the economy because the economy is very important to Americans.
Yes.
So the way you stated all that with the economy was well stated in regards to how the economy.
It's just the facts
Right.
on the ground,
Right, right,
Like,
and then with that, so the economy like that, well stated about how that is, and it's very important to Americans. And yes, the whole thing you said with the border was a little bit later on than it
Right.
could have been.
Yeah.
All right, next question. The election of Donald Trump, President-elect, the election of Donald Trump seemed to be a rejection of Biden's policies. Well, what do you think of all this?
Well, so it dovetails very nicely, that question, into what I stated before, is that the border situation. I think that's the immigration, let me be specific. Illegal immigration is what was the Achilles heel, as we say, in the of the opinion of the people as they spoke and elected Donald Trump, because that's what he focused on was illegal. We hope illegal immigration, not just immigration in general. I have some concerns about that, but that's a topic.
Wait, which one
time.
did you say? What subject would you say that was?
Immigration.
Oh, no. Were you saying did you say there was something you wanted to talk about outside of immigration?
Well, no. I mean, that's a concern.
Oh,
of
yeah.
mine.
The immigration was immigration
yeah.
was the big part of it all. Yeah.
Right.
Outside of immigration, what's one other example of the election of Trump being a rejection of Biden's policies?
Well, again, as I stated earlier, I think President Biden didn't do a good enough job in demonstrating how strong the economy was.
Oh, I'll go back to the economy again. Yeah, the economy is
so
very
those
essential.
were the two big issues, I think.
It's meaning the economy and the border?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the economy
Okay.
and the border.
All right. Now, what are your fears and hopes of a Trump presidency? His second term. Fears and hopes of a Trump presidency.
Well, my concern primarily is that we elected a criminal to the presidency. He was a convicted felon on 34 counts, and so I have concerns about that. I have concerns about the decency of this country. So it's clear that Trump played into the biggest fears that we have, and people vote out of fear, not out of hope for the future. That's my view of what happened, really. There's no other explanation for it.
What is your opinion of the recent Biden pardoning his son?
Oh, so in context, it seems as though President-elect Trump has geared up the judiciary to go after his political enemies, and I think that given the context of that, I think that Biden was ultimately right to pardon his son, even though he said originally he wouldn't. And I thought that would have been in a normal, transition, in a normal, not judiciary. I can't think of the word. I'm blanking on a word right now, but that's okay. That I think in a normal situation he probably would not have pardoned his son. But I think given the what Trump has said he was going to do, is go after his political enemies, I think in that context it was the right thing to do.
Okay. I only have one last question.
Sure.
What do you personally want to see in 4 years from now in the 2028 presidential election, as far as both parties are concerned?
I would like to see an absolute return to a more central, more center-based political world. I find that the extremism, both on the right and the left, is doing damage to our country. I think most people are either a little left or a little right of center, and they're being presented with choices that are too far to the extreme. Yes, we have people who are extremely on the right. We do have people who are extremely on the left, but I don't think that's the majority of the country. I think most people want common sense government. They want people to be able to talk to each other without insulting each other, be able to compromise for the good of the country, rather than for the good of the fringe elements on either side.
I think that was well put how you worded all that.
Thank you.
I think so. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. That's why I'm a rabbi. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
Right. So I just want to say to end this off that thanks again for coming on. If this does well, I might want to do a follow-up part 2 after this.
Okay, that'd
And if
be great.
not, and if there's no follow-up, depending on how it does, there's always, you can't go wrong with
Talking about movies.
Talking about
Absolutely.
movies.
My second favorite topic.
Yeah. So with all that said, everybody dance and have a good time. This is friend and co-host Rabbi and Millennial Man Motions Entertainment LLC signing out till sometime in the future. Peace out. Shalom.